Hey, how's it going guys? Ancient Rune here, back with another Borderlands 3 build video, and today I will be going over my grenade Zane build, Grenathan. This build is focused on grenades thrown by yourself and clone, with a very weird skill tree and some interesting gear interactions that truly make this build unique. This build was also co-created by Quag and Joe Furlong, so shout out to them as they put just as much work into this build as I did. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. The save file will be found in my Discord, which will be linked down below, and I hope you guys enjoy. Alright, and for the gear here, we have of course the Guardian Angel. This gives up to 500% V2 damage, which you just get based on distance, which is pretty easy to get away with Zane's movement speed. We have Terror Cryo here for our damage bonus, as we are using Terror here. This will also be benefiting Clone, while Clone will be holding its own Guardian Angel with double barrel, so however far Clone is, it'll be getting that damage from its own distance from the enemy. It will not, however, be getting this anointment. Then we have the Face Puncher. This is with Digiclone ammo regen, because we have melee on the shield. We can just have ammo regen, so when we are shooting this, we gain some ammo, so less having to worry about reloading in between shooting this if we ever do. This is mainly for some range attacks to get terror, where usually we'll be up close and slamming with spark plug to get terror. This will also be good while in fight for your life, as you can't slam and fight for your life, and melee terror attacks do go away and fight for your life, so you will need to regain your terror. We have the Alchemist with the 150/90 anoint. This is for breaking your revolter. We have a level 1, you can swap over to it, shoot it, and it will break our low level revolter. This is so we will gain the damage bonus without spamming any action skills and without having to use action skill start. And then we have a free radical. This is used for fight for your life. You go down. We have URAD. You could also use Terror Cryo since we're using Terror. It's just my go-to option. You will also still usually have Clone out. The Clone can still kill enemies. Just depends on what happens. Then we have a Revolter with recharge parts. This is so we can get to max capacity as fast as possible after using the Alchemist to break your shield, because we are using Calm Cool Collected to help keep up our action skill. We have this low level, so it's easier to break with your Alchemist. Best way to farm this would be to have a low level character, beat the sword as quick as possible, get probably like a Predator Hail, and then go farm Sumo, or like, I don't know, like a Hellwalker. That's a easy weapon to get that's a low level, or a free radical. Just whatever you can at low level, and then go farm this probably on like Mayhem 8, because that's where guaranteed anointments are, or you could do 9, 10, or 11 and then just get as cool as possible. You could also just shoot the Alchemist more if you really needed to. Around 30 range is usually like the lowest way, so I just have a 35 one. We have melee terror attacks, so stack terror. We do not have action skill end, as we are not having our action skill end much. We aren't using Mantis, which would make it really nice here. And then for grenades, we have a couple that we can use, and this is not the full list. You can just experiment. Mainly I like to use the light speed because it has some homing projectiles that spawn, and it's just really high damage. We want to focus on getting cryo if possible to help with freezing enemies. So I use a cryo light speed usually. Yeah, fixative longbows, these work really well for bossing. If you have something with really high health, this will be good, because the sticky that goes will double dip global bonuses. So it'll double dip this terror damage that we have for an anointment for the V1 damage. And then we also have the Hex. You want to go for recurring or Murph-tacular, as that is the most spawned. And then Hunter Seeker can also be good. It counts as a bullet, so it'll get good crit damage stuff. It does not get gun damage, so there's that thing about, but it's still just a good thing because it also homes after enemies. Light speeds, and then we have Gas Skull. It can't come with an anointment, but it still benefits from terror. Roided is best. It has the highest base damage. Vindicator will still work, but the odds of landing both skulls is low, so it's better to have the Roided one. And then we go to Seeing Dead. This is to activate kill skills. Since we don't have a second action skill like Mantis to keep up our kill skills, we have Seeing Red, so we could shoot or just damage any enemy. We'll be keeping up our kill skills up. And then we have Donnybrook, which will help give us health regen. The kill skills effect will help here. And with using Seeing Dead, keeping up our kill skills, it helps keep up pocket full of grenades, which is our grenade ammo regen, which is very important. Zane doesn't have too much formula for grenades, but his main strength is he can spam them and just a bunch of power creep we've got. Fractal Frags is also a kill skill, so this will increase lone throwing grenades, which is a huge thing on this build. So it's pretty much the go-to thing. But you could also use a conductor. This will give up to a 50% shock bonus element, which will apply to our grenades. It unfortunately will not apply to clone, but since we're using CCC, it's easier to keep up the shock bonus, and you also get that longer duration from borrowed time, and also that point in good misfortune, helping keep up our action skill more than just from CCC. We also have Executor for the crit damage, and also the cryo damage for cryo grenades. That stats effect damage counts as cryo damage. It's something unlisted. And then you also get the cryo efficiency from the stats effect chance. And you also get points in good misfortune. And since some grenades can crit, this is just really good bonus. And then the stuff you want to look out for is splash radius, grenade damage, action skill damage, and splash damage. I go grenade damage because you don't have grenade damage really anywhere except from here and our artifact. You'll see that we don't go active grenade damage because that enchant is actually additive with the Guardian Angel. It is counted as a V2 damage. The V1 damage is more important here because we have a lot less of that, only coming from here and the Victory Rush. Then I don't go splash damage just because we have some splash damage here and grenade damage there. Splash damage would still be really good because it helps clone, but I preferred this combo. And then action skill damage is help clone, makes up for not using splash. I prefer this a lot more. Then we go a Spark Plug Victory Rush. You can also go an Icebreaker or Elemental Projector. It just all depends on what you can get. The reason we use Spark Plug is because when you slam down in those coils can stack this melee attack terror, which is the main reason we use it. You can also just use the Space Puncher, but if you don't want to use it as much, this will help. And also the Spark Plug will just do great damage on this build because we have the Guardian Angel, V1 damage. You'll just benefit from it. Also Revolter and the Cryo bonus element. Just great overall. And we go Victory Rush for the V1 damage. Icebreaker is still insanely good because it has that V2 damage, but it's also out of Guardian Angel. So I gave up that bit of damage for Spark Plug. Icebreaker is still really good because it will be quote unquote consistent V2, where if it's frozen, you always get that 50%. Where with Guardian Angel, you'll get that V2 depending on how far away or how close you are to an enemy. And here I go grenade damage, area effect damage, and elemental damage. You could go action skill cooldown here if you want. Movement speed wouldn't be too bad, mainly just for moving around, getting farther away from enemies. It's the main thing I like with move speed here. But elemental damage you don't have anywhere else, so that's like a pure molt here. So that's really good. I go cryo because you're mainly looking for cryo weapons or cryo grenades, and we have the cryo bonus element here. But I'd say mainly look for grenade damage and area effect damage in the second or third slot, so it also gets that radius. Alright, and first off, we'll start with the blue tree. You'll see we barely go in blue tree. That's because it doesn't really help much here. 5 advanced speed, this is just to move around and get down the tree. Cold Pour, we'll be swapping weapons a lot, so Cold Pour is great for that swap speed. Salvation for that kill skill for lifesteal. Our grenades will not be getting any lifesteal, but if you shoot your gun or clone shoots its gun, which it will, and it hits an enemy, you'll get health back from there. And then we have Seeing Red for activating our kill skills. This is great just for starting off going, and you also get that kill skill bonuses. No violent momentum, since mainly don't shoot your gun unless you're in fight for your life, and so we don't have to worry about that there. And then reload speed would be nice, but don't need it. and drone delivery. We're not using drone. And then with red tree, we go all the way down to double barrel, so clone can hold guardian angel, so it will get its own V2 boost. Now clone also gets grenade and action skill mayhem scaling with throwing grenades, so clone will throw super strong grenades, which will be great. And then having V2 bonus from its own guardian angel is awesome. Remember, clone only gets its own guardian angel bonus and not yours, so you holding a guardian angel and clone not, clone won't get the guardian angel bonus. Clone has to hold its own. I've seen some people confused on this, and I know people will be confused seeing this because it may conflict with stuff they've heard, but this is how it works. And now we'll just go from the top of the tree. We have borrowed time for that extended action skill duration. This will be very important since we don't have a consistent way of keeping it up with good misfortune, and we have to worry about freezing enemies and having full shield and health. We go pray mutinous mainly to get down the tree with skill points because we don't really use duct tape mod except for the splash immunity because we're not shooting and reloading a bunch of grenades when we can just throw one manually. Donnybrook, we go here for more health regen for survivability. Practical frags is very important here as it will be used to have clone throw grenades. With seeing red, it will be hopefully spamming this. Grenade chance is 38%, so let's hope it does. Quick breather is really good for survivability for clone, and when you swap shields, you and clone shields will start recharging. This is really good for having your shield up with CCC. Hold you, this is to help get back up if you go into fight for your life. Hopefully clone will kill an enemy first, but if you're in a situation where that can't do it, you can use this and sacrifice clone and you'll be red up. Supersonic Man can be used for move speed just to get around better. I'll get full of grenades is very important. This is 19% grenade regeneration per second, and so we definitely want this as much as possible. And with seeing dead, we'll constantly have this up. This is how we have so many grenades. Boom Enhance is used to extend clone's duration and then also max health. Trick of the Light will be used since clone will hopefully draw aggro. We should be getting some Trick of the Light bonus, but we also don't go which one's real, but clone is still drawing aggro from attacking enemies, which is the most important thing. And then double barrel, as I said, to give guardian angel to clone. And then we go green tree, we go down to CCC. This is how we keep up our action skill, and it's actually a lot better than going good misfortune because we also want refreshment. Refreshment gives lifesteal on frozen enemies, and this counts on any damage source on frozen enemies. So that means grenades, which is the big thing, but it also means spark plug, which we will have here as well. So literally anything, including bullets, will have this happen. First, we'll go ready for action. This gives us shield recharge rate and delay, mainly the recharge rate because we do have shield reboot where killing an enemy instantly starts recharging shield. And we also do have quick breather, which will start recharging our shield. We mainly want to increase how fast we're recharging our shield. Then we want brain freeze. Critical hits with our grenades or guns or anything, including spark plug, will have a chance to slow enemies, so this will help get them frozen. Rise to the Occasion is really good. Insane health regen because it's a max health regen based off of max health instead of missing health. And then we want really expensive jacket for decreased status effect duration. If you end up using any sort of elemental projector here, then you will want to get rid of this as that will increase that. You can put it in Investor of Cold. We just use this as a way of dealing cryo damage to help try and freeze enemies. Damage is the best. The cooldown is there, but it's kind of just there and kind of to get down the skill tree. Then we go Refreshment for the lifesteal, and then Comical Collected for keeping up clone. Then we go down Purple Tree. We just go down to get Headsman's Hand for the crit damage. This action handling doesn't matter, so we have this regenerates health. Then we just need the crit damage as we can crit with grenades. We don't need the action skill cooldown since we are going to CCC, which instantly restores cooldown if you are full health and shield. And then nothing else helps here besides sheer will, which isn't worth going down. We go one action skill because we need to throw grenades, and with that being clone, we go Sharden Feud. This is for the shield restore. That's so we can help keep up our shield with Revolter instead of going which one's real. Either one works, but I'd rather keep up this to keep up our shield to keep Clone around longer. Clone won't die usually, even with this, but it's not the reason why I don't go, because it's a risk of dying, because Clone will still draw aggro. If we go Doppelbanger, so we can pull out Clone if we need to replace him. And then you can also go with some Mayhem modifiers. You can go more than OK Boomer. We gain more grenade damage, but you also have enemies that are able to drop grenade ammo. This could help, especially if you're not going Seeing Dead, which means less pocketful grenades could be up. But it's also just good in general, and it's a damage increase. You're probably looking for Healy Avenger, Postmortem, and then something else here. I don't really use Mayhem modifiers anymore, so I don't remember what else can roll here. Laser Flare, I probably wouldn't go because it can hit you and lower your health constantly. Just mainly want more than OK Boomer. And then Postmortem is the best thing here for very hard modifier in this build. I hope you guys enjoyed the build video. This was such a fun build that has so many working parts that just makes you have to put a lot of thought into it. I always like having a reason to use Green Tree, as it has some fun, but it's never usually really optimal. Again, the save file will be found in my Discord, which will be linked down below, as well as some of my other socials. If you haven't, I would really appreciate it if you would like and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.